Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chauhan Siddharth. My presentation topic is the antinomy of literary judgment, I. Richards, and the critical shift. The personal details and academic details. Table of contents. Introduction. Richards' practical criticism aims to transform literary study by the introducing new method. First, he uh, document how student actually read text, common errors. He develops technique to help readers understand their response. Uh, he educational reform to improve reading skill. He argues that misreading is not due to lack of intelligence, but due to cultural habit and preconceived ideas. Criticism become a tool for better understanding. Research question and hypothesis. Research question: how do subjective blind spots and internal neutral state prevent a reader from accurately perceiving the literal sense and tone of a poem? Does the modern focus on concrete imagery act as a new barrier to understanding a poem logical argument? Hypothesis: authentic literary judgment is uh, only possible when a reader identify and superiors their stock response by doing so they can engage with poetry of in, inclus- inclusion that in is complex through so mandate and invulnerable to irony. Uh, Theoretical framework: the semantic triangle. Uh, Richard's statement triangle explain how meaning is formed through the relationship between symbols through and referent. There is no direct connection between word and objects. Meaning depend on mental interpretation, misreading. When this relationship is misunderstood, Richards also dis- distinguishes between scientific statement and poetical pseudo statement, which express emotion rather than fact. This framework shows that meaning is psychological and interpretive, not fixed. The fourfold meaning of language. First sense, statement of affairs, feeling, attitude toward the items, uh, tone, attitude to his listener, intention, aims. Richard's meaning is not single but constitute of four elements: sense, feeling, tones, and intention. Sense refer to literary meaning. Uh, Feeling reflect emotional attitude. Tone shows the speaker's relation to the audience, and intention represent purpose. Methodology: the protocol analysis. Richards used an external method where he gave student anonymous poem without context. Their response, called protocols, were analyzed to understand reading behavior. This method remove bias related to author reputation. The aims was to move student from guesswork to analytical reading skill. It revealed how reader often misunderstanding text due to and lack of critical training. The standard of inclusion and exclusion. Richards between two type of poetry. Poetry of exclusion s- simplify meaning by avoid complexity. Will poetry of inclusion integrates uh, conflict idea into unified structure. Poetry is richer and more resistant to irony because it already contains multiple perspective. This helps defines standard of good literature and encourage reader to appreciate complexity rather than simplicity. Scholar perspective Bennett's 50 years follow up. Bennett study so that although student tests have changed over time, their reading skill have not improved significantly. Modern reader often focus too much on imagery and ignorance logical meaning. This imagery fetish becomes a new barrier to understanding poetry. This study include that despite change in terminology, the same reading problem across generation. Discussion criticism as civic tools. Uh, that literary criticism has a social importance. It help individuals resist propaganda and mass manipulation by developing critical thinking skill. Poetry also contribute to psychological balance by organizing emotion. Literary critic retained Richards focus on context, emphasizing how meaning depend on the relationship between words. Criticism become not just academic but socially valuable. Conclusion: Richard saw that reading is an active and complex process. It requires awareness of personal and cultural influence. His work provide tools to achieve a more objective and balanced interpretation of literary, though through psychological or formal approaches, the goal remains the same to understanding how language create meaning. Practical criticism remains essential in n- navigate today complex and informed rich world. This is my infographic presentation decoding the mind's eyes, eye, Richards, and the antinomy of literary judgment. The fourfold meaning, sense, feeling, tones, and intention. The semantic triangle. The stand of great art, execution, and inclusion. This is my references. Thank you. Any question?
My question to you: in what ways do stock responses hinder objective literary interpretation according to Richards?
The stock responses are habitual emotional reactions shaped by cultural experience that genius understanding the prevent reader from engage critical with text actual meaning with and tone. Richards argued that overcoming this is response is essential valid literary judgment. From example, a reader may uh, autonomically admire sentimental poetry without critical examining its structure or depth.
So my question is, how does the fourfold meaning of the language contribute to a comprehensive understanding of literary text?
The four-folding meanings, sense, feeling, tones, intention, all function simultaneously. This model allows critic to analyze for intellectual and emotional dimension of language in ensure uh, more holistic interpretation of literary works. For example, in a poem, literally meaning may describe an event, while tone, feeling, reveal irony or beneath the surface. Thank you from my side.